What is up, Dragon Ballers, and welcome to my deck profile of my 7th place Zamasu Wish deck from UK Fest in Leeds. Hope everyone's doing great, and yeah, thanks for tuning in to Deckplanet's YouTube. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna start off. So yeah, Zamasu is a new leader from the Realm of the Gods set, and he is the Wish leader from the set, as you can see. So auto, when this card attacks, add up to 2 Dragon Balls from your deck and or your life, and shuffle any areas you looked through using this skill. And then Wish, when your life is at 3 or less, or there are 7 Dragon Balls in your drop area, draw 1 card, place all the Dragon Ball cards from your drop area to the bottom of the area in any order, and flip this card over. And yeah, once you flip this guy over, he has an activate main where you choose one of 3 options, where you either draw a card, grab a Dragon Ball from deck, or once you have 7 Dragon Balls in your drop area, you can gain triple attack and play a 2-drop Zamasu from your warp. So yeah. So standard Wish decks, all Wish decks have to have 7 Dragon Balls. We actually have a split. We have 4 Coercions, which is the new Dragon Ball for the leader. So this card gains Dragon Balls in all area. And if your leader card is a yellow Shenron Zamasu or Shenron Goku black card, you may choose 1 God card in your hand and send it to the warp. And if you do, you draw 2 cards. So it's basically really insane draw power, and you'll see why soon. The split is with standard Dragon Balls. These are the Mythic Booster reprints. Very, very nice looking cards. I like the kind of old school 80s sci-fi look with the grid. So yeah, these are pretty standard. You just discard and draw. A new extra card from the Realm of the Gods set, guys. Do not sleep on these cards. Realm of the Gods, Black Kame Kameha. So the value on this card is insane, in my opinion. On the defensive turn, you pay 1. You get 10,000 power on one of your for the battle. Then you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards, not ignoring barrier, and you rest them, and you replace the card by drawing. That is insane value, guys. And this, I only run 3 in the deck, but this is a stalwart card, guys. And when the board gets a bit wide, you're gonna punish them on their early swings with that. Also, very, very, very nice holographic work there on that card. Next up, a classic, another 3 of Final Flash, guys. This card is amazing. It ignores barrier, negates the skills for the turn. Enough said. Not only that, it gives 15k for the battle. So on leader or battle cards only, though, guys. You have to remember that you cannot use this to power up your Unisons. But otherwise, yeah, I have the split because I like both the artworks, like the classic, and I know some people are more purists in having all the same, but I like to mix it up a bit. One of, unfortunately, Limit 1. I say unfortunate because I am a massive fan of yellow. Power of a Super Saiyan. This card is amazing. If it's, I mean, in a fix you can use it as just a hard negate, but generally this is used free in your battle step. As long as you have 1 energy open, you can rest down a Unison card or battle card for free and replace the card. So it's definitely worth having a 1 of, because it can help you in a bind. You know, and that paired, if you play that with the Realm card, you're tapping down 3 cards for 1 energy. That's very, very nice value. We are playing yellow blue, so 4 Sensu beans is a must. I split the artwork because for me both scenes are iconic. So yeah, I wanted 2 of each. But yeah, this card speaks for itself, guys. You pay 1, you get 5k for the turn, and you restand 2 cards. So very, very good. Okay, so that was the last of the extra cards, guys. We have 2 Unison cards in the main deck, and that is Mechikabura, Plotting Revival. This card is absolutely incredible, guys. This is a card that once I get this out, I feel confident that the game is most likely going to go in my favor. The main reason being it takes away 3 attacks. Okay, 1 card, 3 attacks, and it's a draw engine as well. So you play it for 4, draw 1 and +1, and you can pick one of your opponent's cards, ignoring barrier, and it stays locked until the end of their next turn, which means it won't restand until their next restand step. Incredible. Not only that, it's a 15k blocker. When it loses a marker due to an opponent's attack, it gets to rest a card. So, you know, a scenario quickly for you is leader swings. I block with this, immediately resting the Unison down. So that's 3 attacks because the strongest card that's rested will also be locked. Absolutely incredible, guys. If you can get this out, very, very good card. And it's also, because it's, you know, +1s every turn, it's very good fodder for Spirit Boosts, which I will show you later. It also has an incredible ability that can, you know, help turn the tide in the game, where you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and gain control of it and switch it to active mode for a -4. So again, very, very good. And also the Fest stamp, guys. Look how beautiful the gold stamping in Fest is. Really in love with these cards. Okay, so now we're going to move on to battle cards, guys. And yeah, I'll try and explain as we go. I'm waiting. I would have bling of these, but I'm waiting for the collector's edition because I really like the look of that Zamasu. But yeah, this is the super combo, guys. Amazing super combo, active from turn 1, and it rests a leader. You can catch a lot of people off guard with this. And you know, some people are very reliant on having leader swings, so yeah, it can be a great one. I'm sure there are other options. You could use Krillin, but yeah, well, maybe no, you can't use Krillin because it's split. Excuse me. But yeah, no, this is the best for the deck because you're aiming to just lock and frustrate your opponent by locking down everything possible. So having the leader swings on turn 1, it's very nice. It's also good to be able to defend early on and not take life. Okay, next up is the 9-drop Exterminating Force Fused Zamasu, guys. This card is ridiculous if you can get this out on the field. I'm going to try and read through the keyword skills now for you. Energy Exhaust, unique double strike, indestructible blocker, EX Evolve, 2 plus a blue and yellow, with a blue Zamasu with an energy cost of 5. So this basically hops on the 5-drop, which will be the next card we look at. The amazing thing is that this card has Aegis, but its Aegis restands itself. You draw a card replacing the card you use for Aegis, and you stand down one of their energy or leader card, or any card for that matter. And not only that, this card ignores energy exhaust, guys. So this is a turn 1 card. You want this to start off your energy. Amazing card, and definitely one of the stalwarts of the deck. A must-have 4 of. Moving on. Next up is Fuse Zamasu Divine Condemnation. Guys, other than getting this out, once you've got one of these out, because it's unique, it pretty much just becomes fodder for your Aegis. But this is quite similar to the 9-drop. I probably should have showed you this first, but basically when this card activates Aegis blue-yellow, you can switch up to one of the non-leader cards to rest mode. And it's basically the same. It's an indestructible blocker. So pretty much, you know, if you get this out on the board against blue early on before Boo comes out, so you don't get God Sealed, or if you get it out against black or green, you know, you're in a very good position. Yellow, obviously, you're a bit susceptible to Final Flash, and unfortunately Indestructible can be killed by red with negging the power. So next up is 4 of the new SR. SS Rose, Goku Black, Future on the Line. This card is amazing. The main use of this card is actually for coercion. So, you know, you've got some targets for warping to draw 2 for the insane draw power that this deck can have. But this card, once in the warp, can be played from the warp during battle for 2. And when it comes into play, you can rest down 1 non-leader card, which is absolutely incredible. If you have, you know, if you use Aegis and 2 energy, actually comes up free. You can just play this to then rest down a 2nd energy, which is insane, you know, during a battle step when you're playing, you know, predominantly yellow. The other thing is in your activate main step, if you rest down a battle card, you can then pay 1 to remove it from battlefield, draw a card, and then remove said card from the battlefield. So it is very versatile, guys. An incredible card which can be used generically in a lot of yellow decks. So don't sleep on this card, guys. 100% a 4 of. Next is the secret weapon to the draw power of the deck. This card is incredible with coercion, guys. A 4 of Zamasu self-supported, excuse me. So what's amazing about this, guys, is you can send it to the warp with coercion, and then you can pay 1, limit once per turn, bring it back to your hand, and then use a 2nd coercion. So when you're working on this side and you're drawing 2, you can take 2 Dragon Balls, paying 1, and yeah, you essentially draw up from using the Dragon Balls. So this is 100% a 4 of. This is also a target for when you use the 7 Dragon Balls, the Wish. So, and also it has a great activate battle. So if you're trying to play Aegis, normally your targets will be these 2 to summon it, to pay the cost. And the great thing is after you've actually got the Fuse Zamasu onto the field, you can activate battle, warp both of these cards and draw 1. So you're always recouping cards when you're using these 2 as utility. So really incredible, and obviously both can be played from the warp or pulled back. So next up, a stalwart in any yellow deck nowadays, Mecha Frieza Repost, guys. When you're stifling the opponents by resting cards constantly, you know, after a few attacks and you've already rested their cards down, you play this and they really don't have many options to then continue attacking. It makes the floodgate a lot more powerful. So this card is 100% a 4 of. Fantastic card. Next up, go to the counterplays. Zamasu the Eliminator, fantastic counterplay. You can bounce back 4s, and when this comes into play, draw 1 and rest a card. If you're counterplaying something that's above a 4, you can ignore the counterplay effect and then just use the auto on stuff with deflect, like for example the 8-drop Goku from the U7 deck, and so you can rest it. So it's a fantastic card to use, and also you can also charge it turn 2, and it will ignore energy exhaust once there's a blue yellow down. So if you charge the 9-drop and then this, that's a fantastic combination. Steadfast Assistance, 3 of. Really great counterplay card. Only 3 of because we already have the Zamasu as well, so we don't need too many more. But this card speaks for itself. It rests a card and replaces itself for 1 energy. And a blocker if it gets out onto the field as well. So fantastic. Another card that speaks for itself is the Swift Retaliation Cooler, guys. This card wins you games. It can completely throw off an opponent's defensive turn, and yeah, just a fantastic card in general. I was predicting a lot of blue at the fest, so I decided to play 2, but this could go down to 1 of if you wanted to decide to add some space, because the deck profile is fairly tight. One of the MVPs of the day, Turles. When you're resting down everything turn by turn, guys, this thing is amazing. You chuck it out and you KO 2. If there's only one target, you can draw one to replace. But yeah, amazing card, guys, and another one with the wonderful Fest gold foiling. So super happy to see that in the packs. But yeah, an amazing card for yellow, guys. Probably a staple if you're playing Saiyan. One thing to keep in mind is you can only play this when awakened. So, you know, when you're in this side, you can't play it, which I have made the mistake of doing in the past. Shout out to Peter Dance for being cool about that. But yeah, once he's turned into Goku Black with the Wish, guys, Turles is active, which is why he's only a 3 of. In other decks where it's a Saiyan leader, I'd probably go 4 of because it is just such great value. One of the powerhouses of the deck, Goku, Return of the Dragon Fist. You know, once you're 10, 5, 10, 6, you're very defended with Mekikabura. So you can easily use 2 Spirit Boost. And when this is Spirit Boosted, your opponent cannot activate any skills on battle cards with an energy cost of 7 or less. So that stops super combos, floodgates like Topo, Frieza, for example. It's just a really good card, catches people off guard. 25k double strike, dual attack once you've paid the 2 Spirit Boosts. So, and if you're on turn 6, you can even throw out 2 if you're really confident for the kill. And then we're getting into the one-ofs, Wicked Saiyans. I play this because I could play Pan, but this card, it makes people force a decision at an awkward time, and the deck is very defensive, so it really doesn't need Pan. You could use Kai as well if you want to board clearance. There's quite a lot of options really, but I like the Wicked Saiyans. It's also got Goku Black on it, so for me it's kind of just like appropriate. Through the Dark Banisher, insane finisher. You can basically make someone drop their whole hand to stop themselves from dying, and then, you know, the game's pretty much over at that point anyway. So fantastic card, guys. Kind of the replacement for the 6-drop Fu, but maybe not quite as brutal. You can play against it. Another MVP for the day, Frieza Divine Transformation. Also got the Fest stamped treatment. This card is incredible, guys. When it comes into play, it destroys all cards that are in rest mode. And if the opponent uses a counter attack, you can pick 2 of their cards, switch them to rest mode, and they can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you're locking down even more. And on its play turn, you can swing and it restands at the end of turn. And it's a deflect double strike blocker. And it can't be removed from battle area by opponent skills. Absolutely snapped, guys. Pagamo, another incredible card, not to be slept on. This card can rest 2 cards ignoring barrier and energy, and it only costs 2 to play, and all you have to do is rest something, which is what you're doing pretty much the whole time, guys. Pagamo is the last card of the 60 card deck, guys. And then I'll quickly run through the side deck. These are the custom sleeves that I got. Very cool. In my opinion. Tell me what you think, guys. So yeah, 2 Rumshis. Rumshi was generally used in red matchups to replace 2 5-drop Aegis because it's not really worth playing that. 2 max power Kamehamehas. That was mainly for Sin, but I didn't run into Sin, so I didn't really use those all day, but that's pretty much a Sin Shenron thing. This guy is to remove a barrier card that's rested. It's mainly for Slug, 3-drop Slug, because that is definitely a problem for this deck. Jiren, this guy is for Turning the Tide, because I thought there was going to be a lot of blue going. Didn't have to play him in the end, but I did get Turning the Tide, but didn't manage to play him. Frost Deadly Poison, this is for 7-drop SS4 Son Goku for blue, the one that makes you burn energy. It's to stop that happening. Zeno, this actually came in. This was for 9-drop Tragedy Overground. And this did actually come into play. Can't get into focus. But it did come into play, and I managed to play it for 5 and get rid of Tragedy Overground and eventually beat the Vegeta Ramp player. So, amazing card for skills. Dirty Best, this is mainly for the red matchup. Also, you know, replacing some of the Aegis cards, just to give us the option to shut down the SCR and the 8-drop. Deborah didn't run into any hand destruction, but that's what that is to protect from. And finally, the last card, another freezer for the blue matchup, with the aim of basically getting 2 freezers out to completely stifle any counterplays. Alright guys, thank you very much for checking out my video. There will be a part 2 coming soon, where I'll go through my matchups and basically my reasoning for a lot of the cards. I want to say a massive thank you to Pete Powell from Australia, from the Namekian Witness Program YouTube channel. He basically, this is pretty much his build, and he's pretty much took me under his wing and taught me a lot of things about how to play this deck, and yeah, really inspired me, and he's the reason pretty much that I wanted to do him proud, and I managed to get 7th. It was my first ever tournament. So yeah, I also want to thank everyone I played at the tournament, and everyone who's messaged me today and been really kind and welcoming in the community. So yeah, in the part 2 I'll go over my matchups, and like I said, a lot of reasoning for some of the cards. Also, thank you very much to Deckplanet guys. They've welcomed me into their team, so I pretty much look forward to, you know, hanging out with them and, you know, working hard to place again in the future in more competitive situations. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video guys, and I shall see you all next time in part 2. See you again.